Good evening, my name's Adrian Thorne and I'm the lead governor for Southern Health. I'm also an appointed governor for Carers Together, so I'd like to welcome you all to the AMM this evening and hope you have a very enjoyable evening. First, I'd say a few words about the PASC review, which took place in March. I gave evidence at the review, and it was a 2.5-hour session. It was a very intense process. And firstly, I'd like to thank everyone who contributed to the process. I'd secondly like to thank the panel and their staff for their commitment, and also thank Southern Health staff for the support that they gave me in terms of preparation. What really strikes me is the progress that we've made since 2016 and how it feels to me a totally different trust to be working with. And we have a lot of things still to do, but I do think that we have the board in place now to actually achieve our goals and get us to where we need to get to. So the whole PASC experience for me, it really showed me that we needed to become more proactive. We needed to better represent our communities. We need to represent our staff much more effectively. We need to become a better critical friend to the board. We need to be having better and more effective engagement with our members. And also we need to be driving the agenda for the Council of Governors meetings so that we're talking about what it is that we want to talk about. We now have an action plan in terms of modernising the way in which governors work. We have actually now started work on a governor's annual report. This was something that was actually brought up in the PASC review by one of the panel members, and I thought it was a really good idea. It's a report that's going to, in effect, set out what it is we're aiming to do, how we're going to do it, and also it will be reflective as we move forward to actually look at how well we have achieved or not achieved what we set out to do in the first place. It's really hard to believe that a year has passed and so much has happened and so much is still going on. I work as a mental health review manager, and so I see quite often the frontline staff working with our patients and our carers, and the quality and resilience of our staff is something to behold. And I am so very proud of all of our staff, be they frontline staff, support staff, corporate staff. Everybody has really pulled together and has put the patient first, and I think that's a real credit to all of them. I'd like to also thank the board. In terms of where we're trying to go as a Council of Governors, I think that the board has really shown a great deal of support to actually embrace the ideas that we've got and actually be really helpful in terms of trying to put things in place which makes us more effective and also helps them as well, I think. I'd particularly like to thank the chair for her support in the last year. The highlights for me, firstly, watching our staff giving their best for our patients and carers has been incredible, and I'm really grateful for that. I think the carers work that has been undertaken in the last year has been a real credit to the trust in terms of the way in which they've approached that. I think we've made really, really good progress. My ambitions for the trust, I want our board to lead us to be the best that we can possibly be. I want a consistent care planning process for patients and carers across all of the trust. I'd like to support an added focus on diversity inclusion for the trust, and I'd like to engage with our families much more proactively. I'd just like to wrap up by wishing everyone all the best for the future and hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.